All right. Just had a really good day today. Um, Obviously, decided to go in helmets, no pads. We scrimmaged yesterday about 95 plays live, and had some really good film from that. But the quarterbacks were live yesterday as well, except for Keaton. So we tackled the rest. Keaton was the only one that was on thud, but overall, I thought the offense and defense had some good back and forth. I thought the defense made a huge step forward compared to what it was earlier in the spring competition, and it's all. I mean, I feel really good about where we're headed right now to practice 12. On Friday, and we'll see what happens on Friday. I mean, this is going to be interesting with the weather. I mean, I'm trying to will the spring to come out, but it seems like the winter wants to hang around a little bit more. But we'll just adjust to whatever's going to happen Friday with what we're going to do on practice. I think more than anything is going to be more of a practice than a true scrimmage. We'll have some live work too as well, but if we can, if the weather permits it. But I think the key is just get the fans out there, get to see our guys, have a practice, and then have them interact with. I mean, there's a lot of guys, new faces to our team this year, and kind of that's going to be the focus is that, and then having all the old timers be able to play some flag football or whatever it is, the touch football, and just have a good event Friday, 3 to 6 or so. So, take any questions that you guys have on spring ball.
Do you have contingency plans for Friday, pending how the weather is going to shake out?
We covered a bunch of different options, but I think we really want to be in the stadium. It's just a matter if the weather will allow us to. So, but I think that's the plan is to be at the stadium, and if we go anywhere else, I think it's going to limit access to the fans and things like that. And like I said, the main focus of the day is to get the fans to see our players and see all the newcomers. You know what I mean, and be around our guys, and then for us to support the alumni flag football game. So that's going to be the focus. But I'd like to see us get use as much of the practice as we can and see what we can get done, because there's from the scrimmage yesterday, there's a lot of really good things, but there's a lot of things we still need to improve on, and we could use that practice, and then then we'll finish up the last three, and kind of just we've kind of left it blank to see what we need to do to get our team ready, and focus on getting the 3 phases ready to go into the off season and possibly to fall camp.
Out of those 95 reps, how did you kind of break it up amongst quarterbacks?
Well, we went with the 1s, 2s, and 3s, and then you had the 1s go for most of the beginning, and it was. I mean, it's always difficult when you're going live, but we haven't done that before in spring, and having the 1s get that many live reps, but it was good for them, and on both sides, and so I think it's pretty even between the 1s, 2s, and 3s, and then we saw all the quarterbacks the quarterbacks that got reps were Keaton, and then Jake and Cade and Nick. And the Ryder got some reps too there.
As you get ready for Friday, do you see the difference from the kids after they have kind of that chance to be around the fans and that energy that comes with that, and then also as you see the alumni get ready and have those interactions as they get ready for their opportunity to have some fun out there? What's that like? Those two different impacts, I guess.
Yeah, I think for me it's really cool to see all the alumni come through, and guys that have played on that field and in that stadium, and just to get everyone together again. And no matter when you played, whether it's under Lavelle or Croton or Bronco or myself, it's just nice to get the whole group together and just sit there and hang out. I think it's we should probably do it more often, and I challenge our staff to try to find ways to get more alumni events going. And it doesn't always have to be a touch or flag football game, but there's a lot of things that we can do. Maybe it's reaching out to different areas, different regions in the country, but we'll definitely need all the fans' interaction and help and support going into the Big 12, and we'll definitely need the alumni as well.
At this stage, how do you feel about your special teams, specifically your kicker?
Yeah, I think the competition is really strong, and that's going to be the key. I don't think anybody's really set themselves apart yet, except for the punter, and he's got his younger brother chasing him, as a backup punter. But in terms of the place kicking, it's going to be a battle between Matthias and Will and Justin. So we're not going to name. We'll name a starter at the place kicking duties whenever they win it out.
Are you confident one of those three can do the job this season?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
do you feel like you need to find another one?
No, I'm confident in that, but I mean, the more the merrier. I don't mind having too many quarterbacks, kickers, and we want depth. So just whatever it takes. We just need points on the board, and I trust K-pop to get that done. And so far, we've seen a lot of great competition, a lot of improvement.
Kalani, who are some underclassmen that have made the most of their opportunities in spring that maybe could earn some playing time potentially in the fall? Underclassmen.
Oh man, that's a tough one. I think the backers are taking advantage of the reps because with Max and Ben not going, those guys are really stepping up. And then talking about Ace Kafusi, Micah Kafusi, Isaiah Glasker's been really good, but I knew he could do that. It's just a matter of him getting healthy. And so that group has done some really good things. I like the what I'm seeing from Chica at free safety. But Tanner Wall's doing some stuff there too. I feel like I'm gonna leave people out. There's quite a number of players that I think young guys could add depth or compete for playing time. But I feel really good about the veterans more than anything and having them lead the way. The newcomers, I mean Jackson Craven's done a great job up at the interior D line, and Nice is coming along, and it's good to see him back in the pads again. And John Nelson's done a great job there too, and Josh Singh stepping up. And it's going to be a bunch of crowded. It's going to be a crowded room, and in all of our positions, and so guys are going to be fighting for playing time.
You and Jay and A-Rod were together for so long at Utah. What has the reunion been like, and to have two really good friends, shoulder to shoulder with you heading into the Big 12? That must be a great feeling.
Yeah, I mean, and we kind of grew in the profession, there together, and so we were all part of that, and it was great being there with Kyle and that staff and being part of that staff, and then spending a decade together. That was really good for us to learn and then become coordinators, become leaders, even in the coaching profession, and then for Jay to go and be a head coach, and we get all that experience back together again. It's kind of fun because there's a lot of things that we kind of know, and we have these we don't have to really communicate with words. Sometimes we can just know by the look and the way we do things. But we've done a lot of things, recruiting, all that stuff we've done together. So, and then you see a lot of the guys that we have, we're really familiar with on the staff. It's been going really nicely. But I'm just grateful that I get to have wonderful guys working with me, and they're with us when we went from the Mountain West to the Pac-12, and I'm excited that they're with me now as we go through independence to the Big 12.
Has spring camp unveiled or showed you any positions where you need help out of the portal?
I feel like I think we're really good right now, but like I said, can't turn down good help. So whenever good players are available and they fit our program, they fit what the mission of our school and our church, and then we'll see. We'll look at that way, but we're not out there trying to force it to happen. I think we have really good players here that have done some really good things and developed really well. But like I said, don't want to turn down any good talent out there.
There's so much to do in spring.
Mm-hmm.
How much time do you spend monitoring team chemistry and ways you can improve that?
Oh yeah, that's a big part of what we. I mean, it's just communication, and you can kind of get a good feel for it. But it's not my job only. That we have a great support staff, coaching staff, and I think together when we work in this collaborative effort, I think we can pretty much get it all covered.
I'm talking with Kyle Whittingham a couple days ago. He said he anticipates 4 to 8 guys leaving his program and bringing in potentially 4 to 8 guys just in the spring portal period. He said it's simply the fact of the matter with how life is in college football these days. Do you kind of agree with that assessment? You're expecting guys to both leave and also to be added?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's kind of like the new attrition in football, is that you go through these phases of guys that are going to leave, in December, January. Then the guys are going to leave after spring semester, winter semester, and that's just part of it. I mean, guys have reasons to leave, and most of it is for playing time, and so we'll just have to work with it, and that'll probably, when guys leave and looking for playing time, they'll probably mess around with your depth chart a little bit, and that's when you probably have to go through the portal or guys that are coming home from missions. We have a good number of players coming from different different angles. So we'll see. I mean, there's guys that are serving missions that I don't know if they're ready to play right now, but might have the gray shirt, and there's some that are ready to go. So it all depends.
You mentioned last week the
Last question.
You mentioned last week you've been impressed with the Big 12, how innovative they've been. There's been a lot of rumblings out there about the Big 12 and the future of possibly realignment. I'm curious, just would you like to see realignment in the Big 12 in the future, and maybe someone like Utah down the road joining that?
Hey, I'm going to do whatever the Big 12 wants to do. I've been really impressed with them. I had opportunities to meet a lot of people I met with their vice president last week, and it was really cool to have Scott Draper and I be able to sit down and talk about a lot of different things. And I enjoy that opportunity to know more about the conference and their expectations, and I'm excited about the direction that they're headed. I really like the leadership that we're seeing from all angles, and I've enjoyed being a partner of the Big 12 and then getting to know a lot of the coaches and the teams that we're going to compete against. So whatever the Big 12 wants to do, I'm behind it 100%.
All right, thanks, Kalani.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.